Hi, welcome to my channel, and today I'm going to be doing this week's Top 5 Wednesday, and this week's topic are books you've read because of Booktube. So let's get straight on into it. So when I first joined Booktube, I watched quite a lot of videos and added quite a lot of books to my TBR list. I did end up getting rid of quite a lot because it turned out I wasn't that interested in them, but a lot of the books that I have read because of Booktube have become my firm favourites. So let's just get on to it. First book is This Savage Song by V.E. Schwab. Now, I think this came out around the time I joined Booktube, but when I was looking at videos, everyone was on about this book. I had never heard of V.E. Schwab before. I don't think she's that big in the UK. Obviously, when you watch Booktube, she does feature quite a lot. But before Booktube, I hadn't even heard of her before. But people were mainly going on about this because this is a YA novel, and it's a novel that the two main characters do not fall in love. As you can imagine, this created quite a lot of hype on the Booktube, and I thought I would try it out because characters falling in love in YA is one thing that really annoys me, and this book turned out to be amazing. It also deals with an important issue of who monsters are. Like, is a monster because it's a monster? Is someone good because they're good, kind of thing? Basically, to explain it better, August in this is a Sunite and he's a monster. But he doesn't want to be a monster, he doesn't like using his powers, he doesn't like feeding, he tries to be more human. And then you've got Kate, who is a human, but she wants to be a monster, like to prove she can kill people, stuff like that, because her father's the head of the non-monster state. That's a really, really bad overview of this book, but you just have to read this. It is amazing, and I am going to shut up now. Next book is Everything Everything by Nicola Yoon. So I saw this in Booktube and all I heard was a girl who is allergic to everything, and I just wanted to read it because one, I do have a bad allergy to nuts, and I never read anything where someone's got an allergy, but also when you're young you kind of think, what happens to people who are allergic to everything? I think everyone has had that question before, and that's why I thought this book would be interesting. I was a bit nervous because I'm not really a contemporary fan, but since joining Booktube I have started reading a lot more contemporary. It is actually quite good. But yeah, this follows a young girl called Maddie who is allergic to everything, so she needs to stay outside. But then Ollie moves in next door and they kind of have this conversation via text and via email, and they end up falling in love. The best thing about this book is that it is written in different formats, so you've got texting, you've got like drawings from Maddie. It is pretty good, and I would say you give it a go. The film came out this year as well, and the film is a pretty good adaptation, so I would say either read the book or watch the film, but obviously read the book because the book's amazing. Next one is a big book, and that is Thorns and Roses by Sarah J. Maas. Again, this was released around the time that I was joining Booktube. I had never heard of Sarah J. Maas before. I have never read Throne of Glass, even though I finally have the full series up here. So after I finish a few books, I am going to just get on and read them one after another. But Thorns and Roses, what drew me to this was that everyone was describing it as a Beauty and the Beast retelling. And that interested me because I haven't read many retellings. Well, I hadn't. Obviously now I have because I've started to love retellings. But this basically follows Fairy, a human, and their world is kind of split in half, the human world and the fairy world. And she gets kidnapped by a fairy because she accidentally killed one of his men because he was disguised as a wolf. She is held captive by this fairy whose kingdom is all cursed to wear masks forever by this evil Aramantha. She's just evil, and it follows from there. Be aware because this book isn't as good as the second book, A Court of Mist and Fury. A Court of Mist and Fury goes in totally opposite direction and it just kicks off from there. But I'd say read this, but then read Mist and Fury because that is amazing. Next one is another contemporary, and that is Eleanor and Park by Rainbow Rowell. So with this, I read Fangirl because fangirls always kind of interested me. And then I thought the next book I'd pick up is Eleanor and Park, because I'm a huge fan of Alex's fiction addiction, and every now and then she'll go on about how this book is amazing and you have to read it. So I thought I will read it, and it is bloody amazing. This follows a girl called Eleanor who lives with her mother and her stepfather. Stepfather's abusive, not very nice. And then you've got Park, who I think, is he Korean? I can't remember. He's either Korean or Asian, can't remember. But he's a bit set apart because of that. They meet each other on the school bus and they basically communicate through music, and they become best friends, they fall in love, and the ending is just, you need to read this because I want to talk to someone about the ending. I want to know, I know this, that Eleanor writes a postcard and it's got 3 words on, and I want to know what those 3 words are. Next one is another big series, and that's Six of Crows by Leigh Bardugo. I cannot explain how happy I am to have found this series. This is just amazing. I read this and yeah, I can't remember why I wanted to pick it up, but basically this follows 6 kids, teenagers, misfits, and they're hired to break into this impossible prison, and all hell breaks loose really. But it's got a huge diverse cast. You've got people from different ethnicities, different backgrounds, different sizes. It is just amazing. And then you've also got Crooked Kingdom, and again, like a lot of these books, I'd never heard of Leigh Bardugo before, but now I want to read the Grisha trilogy. I'm not too interested in Warbringer just because I'm not a huge fan of Wonder Woman. She doesn't really excite me, so I probably won't read that. But yeah, Leigh Bardugo is becoming one of my favourite authors because of Booktube, so thank you. So yeah, that's it for this Top 5 Wednesday. What books have you read because of Booktube or your blogging or Goodreads? Whatever kind of social media you use to talk about books, just comment down below and we can have a little chat. And as usual, you can like this video or subscribe to my channel, and there's also all my social media links below. So I'll see you later with a new video. Bye.